Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. A couple of my girls would like to introduce you to Steve Owens. But before they do, please hit the subscribe button underneath the video if you aren't already subscribed to my channel. I'm really trying to get to 10,000 subscribers. Steve Owens really has no idea what he's talking about, but that's not unusual, I suppose. Hello, he said to Cassandra. Good evening. Good evening, how are you? I'm very well, thanks. Have we met before? Not at all, he said. Steve. Got attracted to your profile picture. Felt I should say hello, so we get to know each other if you don't mind. That is very kind of you, replied Cassandra. Thank you. So tell me, where originally are you from, and where do you live? My great-grandfather was from Out Mangalinea. My grandfather came from Inner Wilmington. I live near Bury St Edmunds in Suffolk. You? Wow! That's nice. Stayed at Ocean View, Delaware, but currently out of the state where I work. You look amazingly beautiful, I must confess. I don't understand what you mean by out of the state where I work. Which state do you work in? I'm currently in Ukraine for the past months. We'll be back home by December. Okay, but which state do you normally work in? West Baltimore, Maryland. You didn't tell me where you're originally from. I'm confused. You stayed in Delaware, but normally work in Maryland. Why did you stay in Delaware? Was that also for work? Stayed here all my life, dear, he said. Please at least try and make sense. Oh my goodness, LOL, you don't seem to understand what I'm saying. No, because you're typing meaningless rubbish. If you've always stayed in Delaware, then you can't usually work in Maryland. Would you like to start again, please? I stayed in Delaware, but was transferred to Maryland for work, before I was later moved to Ukraine, dear. Where do you live? I'm not your dear. What work do you do? Sorry, my bad. Currently in Ukraine. Okay, why are you in Ukraine? We're sent here by UN for work. I work as a logistics officer with the US Army. Enough of myself. Can you tell me more about yourself? And how large would you say the presence of the US Army is in Ukraine? I told you where I am the first time you asked. I run the family estate. How do you mean? He said, in reply to her asking how large would he say the presence of the US Army is in Ukraine. Oh, okay, he said, in reply to her saying she ran the family estate. Exactly what I said. How large is the US Army presence in Ukraine? What do you do there? For peacekeeping, of course. You know a lot happened in Ukraine and Syria last year. You should be abreast with the news. So some of the army was sent here for a special assignment. On a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 equals I have no idea what I'm talking about, 1 equals we've had no success at all in bringing peace, and 10 equals we've fully succeeded and Ukraine is now peaceful, how successful would you say you've been at peacekeeping in Ukraine? Good question, said our man. So answer it, replied Cassandra. Monitoring the possibility of war and casualties that will arise. War can't be predicted. I've been here since December last year, and I'm not here alone. We're about 150 officers sent here. I hope you understand. I ought not to be sharing this confidential information with you, though, but then I love how inquisitive you are. That isn't an answer to my question. Please don't make me repeat it. What else do you want to know? The answer to my question, please. I'll copy and paste it to make it easier for you. I won't say much, though. I barely know you to disclose detailed information. So Cassandra copied the question. That isn't detailed information, so I assume the answer is 0 equals I have no idea what I'm talking about. Our man, of course, as always, missed the irony, they always do, and replied, If you have no idea of what I'm talking, why asking? Because clearly you won't understand. Because I was hoping you'd explain, and that isn't a difficult question, so I'll ask you once more. On a scale of 0 to 10, with 0 equals I have no idea what I'm talking about, 1 equals we've had no success at all bringing peace, and 10 equals we've fully succeeded and Ukraine is now peaceful. How successful would you say you've been at peacekeeping in Ukraine? If you can't answer, then I'll know the answer is 0 and you have no idea what you're talking about. LOL, you're really funny with your questions, all right? I said I would ask once more. We've been successful in peacemaking in the following ways. Really, replied Cassandra, which ways? 1. We've been successful in implementing their mandates and departing. Whose mandates? Departing what? Secondly, helped to end numerous conflicts. Whose mandates departing what? That mandates that usually prompt disagreement. Whose mandates? And why would they prompt disagreement? Do you know what a mandate is? Departing what? Protect civilians, actively prevent conflict, reduce violence, strengthen security, and empower national authorities to assume these responsibilities. Cassandra asked twice more. I've said that twice in the hope you'll read it. Whose mandates, departing what? It's obvious that you're a brain-dead idiot, but you're just making yourself sound more and more stupid. Wait, Cassandra, are we into lecture here? No, without copying and pasting. Tell me what you do as a logistics officer. No, she said in reply to him saying, are we into lecture here? We're just into getting a half-sensible answer. This is an insult, he said, in reply to her saying he was a brain-dead idiot. No, it's true. Wow! No, without copying and pasting, tell me what you do as a logistics officer. If you don't want to have a friendly conversation with me, stop texting, he said. I take that to mean you can't tell me what a logistics officer does unless you copy and paste something. Go away and grow up. Oh, and look up the meaning of mandate. You might learn something. I'm in charge. Transportation. More like a driver. Why won't you know what a logistics officer is? Why would I know what a logistics officer is? I've never been in the army. So what you're saying is that you're a driver, and you gave yourself a fancy title to try to sound impressive. Oh my goodness, you're very funny, he said. Should I just say, I'm a driver in the army? You could try being honest and say you're a driver in the army in Maryland. It's obvious you've never been anywhere near the Ukraine and have absolutely no idea at all what's happening there. It's obvious you're too stupid and idiotic to be a logistics officer. Why, you've been so arrogant, he said. This is an insult. I won't take from you at all. Hello, Cassandra with the sharp mouth. Hello, Steve with the lying mouth. I'm not a liar, he said. That would be so much more impressive if you could spell. Liar, sorry, you are. Playing with my intelligence, I don't like it. He tried calling her. What do you want? Yeah, you're one of those brainless idiots who wants to call me and not speak, are you? Well, if you're not going to speak to me, I'm not interested. You're one of those brainless idiots who doesn't want to speak. Goodbye, said Cassandra after the call was over. You're so arrogant. I don't like women like you, he said. I don't like lying men. Goodbye, she said, and blocked him. But meanwhile, he also thought he'd try his luck with Persephone. Hello, dear. Good morning. How are you? I'm fine, but I don't remember who you are. Oh, okay, I'm Steve. Got attracted to your profile picture. Felt I should say hello so we get to know each other if you don't mind. We can try. All right. Where? Originally you from, and where do you live now? I'm originally from the far Wilkinson Island because my father's grandfather was taken there as a baby. I live on Orkney off the north coast of Scotland. Where do you live? I'm from Ocean View, Delaware, but currently out of the state where I work. You look amazingly beautiful, I must confess. Oh, which state do you work in? Currently in Russia, dear, he said, having realised that Ukraine wasn't a good idea. OK, but you said you're out of the state where you work. Which state do you usually work in? And why on earth are you in Russia? How did they even let you in? Delaware, he said. I assume you're a spy, said Persephone. LOL, really? I was as a logistics officer in the US Army. Was sent here for the last months for a special assignment. ROFL, said Persephone. How do you mean? OMG, are you really that brainless that you have to ask? Perhaps you should read up on the situation there. That might give you some clues. This hasn't called up for insult. By the way, why were you laughing? Does it sound funny to you? Really? What do you think it calls for? Praise for being so stupid? Laughing? Now what you're talking about? Stupid? How? Ye gods, if you don't know the answer, then you're even more stupid than I thought, which would be difficult, to be fair. I still have no idea what you're talking about. Why do you go about insulting people you meet on the Facebook? Literally don't understand why this insult. Only if they're stupid and telling the most ridiculously unbelievable lies. I'm laughing now, but I've no idea why you thought I was laughing before. I think maybe you misunderstood everything I said. Probably. Oh, really? You mean you aren't in Russia? I just misunderstood you. Obviously you aren't. There's no way they'd let anyone from America in, is there? I shouldn't be disclosing this to you. He's more like a spy here. Oh, is your code name 007? Asked Persephone. No. What do you do for work? I don't work. My divorce settlement supports me. Are you ever going to tell me why you said this? By the way, why were you laughing? Does it sound funny to you? You said ROFL, which means rolling on the floor laughing. Reason I ask, why were you laughing? Okay, well, you were telling me ridiculous stories. I can't probably disclose full details information about my job to you maybe subsequently as we get to know each other more. Because obviously top secret spies contact random women on the internet. I'm pleased you managed to get internet access though. So you think I was using that to get your attention? Yes, replied Persephone. That's not true. Anyways, I think I love how inquisitive you are. Can you tell me more about yourself? I used to be a researcher for MI5, but I took early retirement when I got divorced. I've got 2 daughters, one lives in Leeds and one in Brighton. Oh, I see. Wow! That's good. How long have you been divorced? Oh yes, having children is such a wow, isn't it? We were divorced 6 years ago. That's good. Is it? Why? I'm so happy you got a great family, regardless of your failed marriage, unlike us that life wasn't fair with. Oh, go on, tell me your sob story. And so he did. I am a widower. I lost my wife and my first daughter Chloe same day. They were victims of the plane crash in Kingston, Jamaica, NY, on the 22nd of December 2009, when the aircraft landed during a rainstorm and was unable to stop on the runway. They were returning home from a visit trip to my late wife's hometown in New York. That's sad. You said your first daughter. That implies you have another one. No, she was my only daughter. Are you there? I was just making myself some lunch, to save you asking. It's a cheese and tomato sandwich, and yes, it's yummy. I know, right? What's your favourite meal? Dinner. What's yours? Dinner isn't a meal, he said. Yes, it is. It comes after breakfast and then lunch. Oh, let me rephrase. What's your favourite food? I like all sorts of things. Don't think I have a favourite. My least favourite is peppers. I hate them. All right, dear. So tell me, since your divorce, haven't you been into any other relationship? That's none of your business. Are you going to tell me what your favourite food is? I love eating pasta. Ouch, he said, in reply to her telling him it was none of his business. I thought we were getting to know each other. Sorry if my question got you upset. Try asking sensible questions instead of silly questions from your list. You're being abusive with your words. You're being childish with your questions. I thought I'd met a mature gentleman, not a teenage kid, and your next reply will tell me which you really are, so choose wisely. Since the inception of our conversation, it's been from one abuse to another. Wow! Okay, you've gone for teenage kid. Goodbye. I find you interesting. Reason I texted you. How old are you? Old enough to be your mother. Oh my goodness. All right, mummy. Go away, idiot. I really like you. For real, he said. Please slow the pace of being abusive to me. I mean no harm. My friend. No reply. Good day. But by then, Persephone had enough of him, and she blocked him. And if you're wondering why this conversation took place in August, and I've only just uploaded it, it's because I was going through my folder for the end of the year to see if there are any videos that I hadn't finished, and I found this one. So I finished it. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like it, please share it, please comment down below, please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you again in another video.